The Boise real estate market is bringing more up and downs to end off this summer. Interest rates are all over, the stock market is in turmoil, and we're seeing a Boise market we have not seen in a long time. So let's take a look at what is happening and talk about why right now might be the best time to buy a home in Boise.
So here at Boise Real Estate Insights, this is Jesse Taff and I'm Brady Fagel. We're Boise locals and we're real estate agents, and the goal of this channel is to inform you guys on everything Boise related, especially real estate. Whether you're buying or selling real estate or you guys just have questions, reach out to us anytime, and subscribe to the channel if you find any value in these videos to stay up to date on our weekly videos. But getting right into it, the market has been crazy up and down, and that's especially true with interest rates. It's a little bit confusing for some people. I think what's happening.
Even within a week's span, we've seen a 0.5% up and down swing. And a lot of it has to do with the overall economy, inflation, job reports numbers. Overall, what we're seeing and expecting is a general downtrend. So each week might have slight fluctuations, but overall, we're seeing and expecting them to come down, which is awesome to see for everyone looking to buy.
Yeah, and so what happened is the jobs market came back as a higher unemployment rate than they had expected even by the end of the year, which shot interest rates down to almost 6.3%, which is the lowest we've seen in over a year. And then the stock market crashed. And so then interest rates went right back up to 6.5, 6.6. September, it's looking like pretty much almost 100% chance that the feds will be cutting the interest rates. And that's what's driving a lot of this up and down in our market, especially in Boise. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few months. But we can't expect interest rates to come down in September.
For sure, yeah, and not to get too far into the weeds, but a lot of money's coming back into mortgage-backed securities, and I think a lot of the future Fed rate cuts are getting priced in, but there's still, in my opinion, some room for mortgage rates to come down when they do make that cut in September, and maybe even more cuts throughout the rest of the year, depending on how the economy looks.
What do you think when interest rates, if they do come down, what do you think it's going to do to the market here in Boise?
We're already seeing it. So just the optimism that they're coming down, we're seeing a lot of buyers coming back in, a lot more showings coming through, a lot more buyers in state and out of state starting to reach out again to try and anticipate the potential price increases that we would expect as rates come down. So right now the market's already impacted by what we think will happen in the next few months.
Yeah, it seems like the stock market and everything kind of going on right now is holding back a few people from actually going into the market. So I think over the next few months, we're probably going to see more people coming into the market, especially as the interest rates come down.
Yeah, still a lot of, fear out there, or a little bit of fear out there with, again, the stock market, the election coming up. There's always a lot of uncertainty.
And what we usually see with election years is after a president is elected, the real estate market actually goes up. There is a lot more home sales. 8 out of the last 9 election years, we saw real estate really go up after the election. And so, especially this year with a lot of the uncertainty that is with this election, especially with everything that happened with Trump and now Harris and everything going on, I think a lot of people are kind of just hesitant and waiting until this election is over. And you see this in the stock market too, right? People kind of hold off until there's more certainty on who our president's going to be. I think more good news to come, interest rates coming down, and then after the election is over, everybody should be able to see a really good boost in the real estate market.
So we've been talking about kind of the market as a whole, but of course, even within the Treasure Valley or within Boise or Meridian, there's different pockets that could be performing differently than the market as a whole or on average. So Canyon County having a little bit slower time, either increasing or appreciating. Actually, we're seeing prices starting to come down in that area. And a lot of it, in my opinion, is just due to the fact that you can find similarly priced homes in Boise, Meridian, and Kuna now, whereas 2, 3, 4 years ago, that wasn't the case. Builders were building the top of the line product that they could on the communities and lots that they have. And they finally started to adjust due to interest rates being higher to build a little bit more affordable housing in Ada County. In Canyon County, unfortunately, is getting affected by that.
In the summer months, usually we see home prices go up. Inventory comes up too, but so do home prices. But in Canyon County, Nampa, and Caldwell, it's just a straight shot down pretty much, which you don't usually ever see in the summertime. For those of you who are living in the Canyon County area, so Nampa and Caldwell, something that's good to know about if you're thinking about selling your house. But for those of you looking to buy a house, could be a potential to buy in Canyon County when prices are low. We'll see what happens as interest rates come down and the market picks back up. It's going to be, I think, highly dependent on what builders end up deciding to do. A lot of them are building in Caldwell especially. I mean, every builder in the valley is in Caldwell, but it'll kind of determine what they do in Kuna, Meridian, and Boise. That'll determine future prices coming up to kind of capitalize on the low prices right now.
And that's where, you know, it's not like this is a dire situation for Canyon County. It's just a small difference than we're seeing from Ada County and some of the other Treasure Valley areas. But in the end, builders are going to adjust, the market's going to adjust. You know, I imagine, especially as interest rates come down, Canyon County is going to pick back up, Ada County is going to continue to grow. It's nothing to be overly concerned about if you live there, but it could be an opportunity, especially for buyers, or if you're thinking about selling, to try and understand if now versus later is a better time.
Our goal here too is, as real estate agents, if you guys have questions, it's hard to cover every little detail for every single one of you in these videos. So if you have questions, reach out, text us anytime. We're happy to answer and help you understand kind of what's happening and what maybe you should do with your personal home. And so reach out anytime. That does lead us into when is a good time to buy. Is right now actually a good time? What the difference between Ada County and Canyon County. I think the interest rates are probably the biggest driver, and then obviously the election too this year are going to be big news. Actually, in my opinion, be a good time to buy right now and take the interest rate hit, because I'd rather pay a lower monthly payment with a higher interest rate now than in 6 months when home prices go up, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 on the same house. You're actually going to be paying more per month and not get to capitalize on that equity. We
kind of talked about this maybe a year and a half ago, when the overall market thought that interest rates were going to come down, but inflation didn't. And it's taking advantage of interest rates that have come down from the peak, actually a 52-week or 1-year low currently, with maybe not a ton more to go down after the 6s. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the 3s or 4s, you know, in a long time, if ever.
Maybe it might be a decade before we see that again.
But also prices are fairly stable. They haven't gone up significantly. And the biggest one, in my opinion, we're still seeing price reductions, we're still seeing seller concessions, and we're still seeing builder incentives and concessions that make a huge impact if you're able to use them in the right ways. So in my opinion, yes, right now is a great balance of, if you could say it, almost timing the bottom when you've put all these different variables together. Yeah,
for sure. Especially we haven't seen inventory this high in a long time, all these price reductions, and then you combine that with the timing of interest rates and the election. It's all looking like it's going to time out perfect. 6 months ago, we might not have been able to tell you with for sure certainty, but with everything that's happened literally just in the last week, I think it's a more certain decision that interest rates are going to come down, and 8 of the last 9 elections, real estate has taken off afterwards. So it's really a perfect time to buy. And if you guys are looking to buy in the Boise area, an awesome community is the Valor communities out by Kuna. This is something that I think is overlooked, and I think it also has a really big investment potential. So check out this video here, where we go over everything in the Valor communities, and then we also talk about why there is that investment potential to even further capitalize on the market having an upswing. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we can meet you guys in person.